行，就这吧，好了。 Ladies and gentlemen, it is go time. Welcome to day number 2 of the Baby Dragon event here at the Jeju Poker Festival 2025. We're well into the Red Dragon Poker Tour portion of the festival. My name is Jordan Bromley, joined by my gorgeous co-host, Corey Van Jarsveld. Corey, how are you going?
Good, Jordan. Glad to be here. Pumped to watch all the action here in the Baby Dragon.
Definitely going to be a fun day, and we'll see how it eventuates. I mean, getting a look at the chips that are in play, those greens are worth 1,000. The browns hold the most power, 5,000 each. No doubt we're going to see the blues come into play a little bit later on. We've got some different graphics as well. Did you get a decent rest last night, Corey? A decent break?
I certainly did. Feeling fresh, ready to rock. It was a pretty exciting stream last night for the KPC main event. Definitely some high energy, some big swings. But I'm very excited to watch it all again here in the Baby Dragon.
And straight away we have some action. Tang Peng going to find the rip with 90k in total in his stack, and Xia Hui with a decision with the ace-jack offsuit. I mean, Tang Peng with a much better hand, however. We saw that ace-jack can definitely overcome ace-king last night in the heads-up in the KPC, but can it happen this time? This is a jam for a touch over 11 bigs. What do you think with ace-jack here? Do you think we take it against +2, Corey?
This is kind of close, to be honest. I mean, if we're in a later position, it's much easier. With a few people still to act behind, it can be a little bit dicey, and of course, we do want to be considering our opponent when making these sorts of decisions as well. The kind of hands we expect them to be jamming, the frequency at which they're going to be taking those spots can certainly have a big impact on how we approach calling off. I think our opponent's a bit on the tighter side. Ace-jack starts doing much worse pretty quickly, especially against these early position opens. Tang is going to take that
looks
one
like he will
down.
just take it down. Getting a look at the chip counts. Wei Guoyang, currently our table captain, 52 blinds, so not as deep as what we saw yesterday on the final table. No doubt there are some larger stacks out in the field. I had a quick walk around. I saw a couple of familiar faces. Let us know in the YouTube chat or the Facebook chat who you're cheering for in this one.
Short stack shove here from Shi with the King 10. Just a couple of big blinds. King 10 certainly qualifies when you're this short. Won't be getting it through, but he's got reasonably good equity. It's virtually a triple up, actually, if he's able to find a king or a 10 and hold.
Ooh, a king and a 6 says not out of this one. 15k can very quickly not become anything on the ace of spades turn. 9 of diamonds, GG. It was a fun couple of hands, my friend. I hope you enjoyed wearing the microphone, but you are going to be heading to the payout desk.
Bit of a slow roll flop there for the King 10. Jordan, am I correct in assuming that we are money to start?
I couldn't hear anything you just said, Corey. I think what you said was I assume we're in the money to start the day, and I think you are correct. I
Cool.
think it's top 15%, or they played down to in the money.
Couple of king jacks going to battle here. Cut off a small blind. Question is, does Pan decide to play this slow with a call, or does he come out aggressive with the 3-bet? And both are dominated. Liu Khan in the big blind with the king queen. He's just going to pull the trigger on the jam here. This is for about 23 big blinds. Beautiful spot to pull the trigger on the squeeze jam. A bunch of dead money in there. You've got a hand with good equity when called. You've got removal to the calling hands. It's going to get through very often. All the things working in your favor when you pull the trigger on the all-in here. I'd say there's a good chance that this is just going to get all the way through, and it'll be a nice, easy pickup for Lee's king queen offsuit.
Oh, I'm being handed
really
snacks here.
through.
Thank you, Trista. Market O'Brownie. Oh, I'm getting spoilt out here, Corey.
Absolutely spoiled.
You come out here for commentary. You too might get handed little brownies. I didn't get the chance to eat breakfast. I slept through my alarm, and here we are, brownie and a little coffee. My day is
Well,
all
I'm
of a
glad you
sudden.
made it. I'm glad you're well fed and caffeinated. Could have a pretty big day ahead of us today. Is the plan to play this down to a winner, Jordan?
That's a really good question. 117 left, and that man on screen is sitting very comfortably, 450k roughly. I believe we're playing down to an FT, my friend, but I will double check that.
Sure. Our graphic says Baby Dragon final day, but with 120 players left, this would be a very, very long final day. Ace 10 for way here. King Queen showing its face once again. This time on the button in the hands of Pan, and this time it is the suited variety. Looks like we're going to be going heads up to a flop here. Unless Tang wants to get a little bit speculative with his 5-2 suited, and he will. 3 ways to a flop.
What do you think it is
in the middle.
the stack that he has? I mean, he's sitting with 12 bigs. You always defending this hand?
This hand, I'm probably not. The thing, when we're short, we get to defend reasonably wide, just because it's going to be easier to realize our equity. We can do things like check jam. We can sometimes stop and go. The hand like 5-2, it's hard to get a flop good enough for us to put the stack in. Even with a hand like 8-7 offsuit, we're likely enough to flop middle pair, which will do for 10 bigs. The other thing that's the problem here is that we're against 2 players, so catching a pair of 2s catching a pair of fires or even catching a flush draw sometimes is not even going to be the best hand. It's not necessarily even going to be drawing to the best hand. You see, in this case, the two is ahead, but even with that information, I'm not sure that Tang's going to be winning this pot. He's going to have to stand up to some aggression, and basically, if Wei decides that he wants to take this pot down, he's probably going to. Jack of spades on the turn. Of course, it is another over to Tang's pair. Backdoor diamonds not becoming a factor. Second barrel, and this might be all it takes.
35,000 is the wager, which is half of his stack.
Wei's done a really good job of demonstrating why we should be passing on spots like this 5-2 suited in the big blind. Pocket kings. Tang is a table short stack. He's only playing about 8 bigs here. There's only one potential customer. It's very rare that I would advocate for doing anything other than just playing it simple and jamming here, but this is one of the times when you can get away with it, and this is exactly why.
Actually, against an aggressive opponent like Xiaxi. Let's see if it works out for him. I mean, he needs to fade all the jacks and deuces, and 12% sometimes can be a little bit scary, so let's see how it ends up. There is a deuce, but that king of diamonds is going to be playing some blocker work. Ace of clubs, no help. Needs to fade 3 outs. River card. Safe.
Nice trap from Tang Peng there, and he's going to be rewarded with a full double up. Back up to about 19 bigs here.
$116 left. Jack 8 offsuit raising from the hijack. This is a bit spicy.
Certainly a little bit loose. Queen 7 suited, reasonable open from the button. And King 5 offsuit, certainly a reasonable defend from the big blind. So we're going to see a flop here. Jordan, that doesn't look like a call.
Definitely does not. 64,000 from the King 5 offsuit.
I know the kids these days are finding these kind of 3-bets out of the big blind. Some offsuit King X, offsuit Queen X, high card, low card combos, blocker nonsense. I will say, navigating these hands post-flop when the bluff doesn't get through is very difficult for a human to pull off. But the logic behind the 3-bet is certainly solid. Tang, after that double up just shortly ago with the pocket kings, is going to try and keep the momentum going in the right direction. Ace Queen suited, min raised to 16,000. Jack 9 offsuit, not an unreasonable defend. Hunt is a little bit short here, only 11 big blinds behind now, going to the flop. But he has found the best hand. King might be a little bit concerning against the middle position open, and of course Tang does actually have the Broadway gut shot.
$12,000.
C-bet and a call.
Turn card now. 3 of clubs. Neither player with one, not going to be a factor in this hand. But I will say it may force Tang Peng to slow down a little bit. This that he has feels like a bit of a one and done, and he does all of diamonds, gives him the check mark. Another check from Andrew Hahn, and it looks like Tang's just going to be happy to show this one down, and I think Hahn is going to be a little bit disappointed at this outcome.
Yeah, it's certainly a frustrating way to lose the pot. They try to bluff you, they fail, they give up, and then they find a bailout card on the river. King 10 offsuit, little loose from under the gun, but not outlandish by any stretch. Way considering his options with the Queen 9 suited. His first option is going to be to pay a time bank chip. All right, going heads up to a flop. Way in position with the Queen 9 suited.
One.
He's found a spectacular flop. Clear open-ended, both sides to the nut straight also. He would typically be doing much better equity-wise than he is here. Interesting raise here from Ways. I guess he just figures his hand is so strong, has so much equity. He just wants to go ahead and get this pot growing. In position here, I'd probably be happy enough just to make the call here with this Queen 9. It's all too often that these draws brick out, and then you're left with just a top pair with a bad kicker. That hand's going to be reasonably good in a pot that's kept a manageable size, but once pots start getting huge, even reasonably good one pairs can sometimes just be hands that get you into trouble. Stack to pot ratio is only 1 on the turn here, though, and we're just going to keep it simple and make the jam. I just worry that playing it this way is maybe just going to isolate the parts of the range that you actually don't want to be up against. Last thing we want to be doing is turning a hand as strong as top pair plus a flush draw into a hand that's now effectively just a flush draw, because everything that we get called by it beats us. Couple of pocket pairs in the mix this time. Whereas is the superior of the two with the tens.
Raise from the deuces, flat from the tens. I mean, I thought Guoyang would have been a little bit more aggressive with the stack that he has, but just choosing to find the flat cut-offy hijack might allow Kai Ming to come in as well. Yeah, it looks like that is the case. He's reaching for a call and he puts it in. What does the big blind wake up with? Yeah, the 4-3-0, four ways not going to be coming along. Three ways maybe, but does make the discipline fold as we are going to go to a flop. A6 deuces tens and wow. What a flop that is for the A6 of diamonds. Locates himself a full house.
The tens are being
firing with less
absolutely
than
punished.
1% equity. It's really interesting here. If it goes bet call, do you just trap the A6 for a future street, or do you start building the pot immediately?
Very tricky. I mean, with the flush draw present, once it goes bet call and you've got the board locked up, you would think there's a reasonable chance that someone is holding a flush draw. That still doesn't necessarily answer our question as to whether we want to slow play it or maybe put in a small raise that's still going to price them in. But I don't think it's unreasonable to pick either route here. The only
looks
problem
like
with
he
slow
does
playing
just
is we've looked
smooth.
strong.
It's going to go check, check, check. River card needs to be anything but a 10. It's another 7. Which is
And
a little
funnily
bit
enough, this
annoying
actually
for the
notably downgrades.
Yeah.
It's not particularly likely you're up against any hands containing a 7, but a 7 is all it would take to actually beat this A6. The other thing that this 7 of clubs does, puts the flopped flush draw out there, but also makes it much harder to get paid a significant sum by any opponent that is holding that flush. And we see this will check through. Full house is good. little bit of blind on blind action. It is looking like Tang is going to be getting the better of this one as well. 99% equity. The question is just, can he extract any value? It can be pretty difficult against just Jack High. So far, he has taken one stab for 10k. Checkmark is official, and it's going to be pretty difficult to have Tang folding his hand on this particular board as well.
Another 8 on the river.